The rise of TV in the agency has been quite extreme, hasn't it, this year? I think it's a massive product that, one, we want to highlight to our clients, but two, we believe in. How are you seeing the TV landscape at the moment?
Yeah, it's grown massive over the year. I think there's so many different variations of it and different languages. So I think it can get really confusing when you're talking to clients about what sort of TV is out there and what these different terms for each platform means.
Oh, 100%. I think, we've mentioned before, haven't we, how fragmented that ecosystem is. And we've even done an internal learning on how do we communicate that with clients. Like the definitions we've heard, like CTV, VOD, BVOD, linear, streaming. No wonder why clients sometimes it can be overwhelming.
Yeah.
But I think we've really set out to make sure that we can strip that away for our clients. What are you finding that's exciting within the TV landscape at the moment? Have you been working on anything with your clients?
Yeah, I think for me, my most exciting thing is probably the targeting, that we can be so targeted on it. So we can look at not only like demographics, households, but also like people's interests and hobbies. So you can make sure that you're really engaging with the right audiences. So when people are seeing the adverts, they're seeing adverts that are relevant to them. So I think that's probably the best thing about it for me. So at the moment, I'm working on a campaign for a new company a new brand that's doing a launch of a food product. So we can literally go into households and see and target people that have got an interest in food programmes or that do subscription boxes or, so it can be really targeted to them that we're showing them.
Do you think clients are really surprised by that? Because I think sometimes they think TV is just this mass media. And it now is, we can now use it as like full funnel, real drill, like exactly like you said, really drill down to conversions.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, and then when you've sort of spoken to them about it and told them how targeted it is, they then start looking at the adverts that have been delivered to them differently as well, as I do when I'm at home, because I know that what adverts I'm being shown have been selected for me, if you're in that sort of BVOD platform.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's definitely opening their eyes to how we target on there. And also it keeps the cost down as well. So you can literally look at one postcode area and you can create a really small profile to deliver the advert out, and so it doesn't have to cost thousands.
I think that's a massive thing, isn't it? Cost. Cost is something that we get all of the time from clients. And like you say, where we can niche down and segment from postcode or regional transmission area, I think clients are quite surprised of the affordability for smaller brands. And I think it gives them a lot of credibility as well, being on TV in front of audiences. I think another topic is probably trackability of TV.
Yeah.
I know that you've worked on a couple of campaigns actually where we've done some tracking right down to sales and ticket sales.
Yeah.
And I think that's another aspect that maybe some clients are not aware of that they can do.
No, so obviously Sky started with the attribution where we could we create a dashboard for them, and then we can sort of monitor the IP addresses in the household. So if the advert's shown out, we can then see who goes onto the website, what they do if they buy a ticket or the call to action that the client needs. But also Channel 4 have launched it as well, so they're now offering this as well. And I don't think it comes at a massive cost. Obviously, there is a minimum to it. But I think there's a lot of clients spending that amount of money, and it's worthwhile for them to see if it's being delivered into the right households and what they're doing with that once it's been served to them. Yeah,
and it's just another showcase of how much it's evolved and how TV keeps evolving to now become that bottom funnel element as well. And TV is a massive boost for other media. We see this in media plans, it can boost other media. I think it's up to something like 54% across our media plans, which is huge. And I think one thing we're trying to get across as an agency is it is going back to that price point that actually all brands of some size can get on TV and utilise TV. Don't get me wrong, there's so many different avenues to TV, from sponsorships, which let's not lie, can cost a lot of money nationally. But like we've said, down to postcode level BVOD, so from the apps for like Channel 4 and ITV and Sky, we can pull together campaigns that are quite reasonable. And as an agency, we can offer the production side as well, which can be quite daunting for a client if they don't know where to start with their TV ad. So I think it is really important to keep the discussion going with TV because it is evolving.
Yeah, 100%.
And there is a price point that everyone can have accessibility to for TV.
Can you remember there was that college that we was working with and they literally picked their postcode area and then they did one programme, which at the time was Love Island, and they literally just went on the BVOD for Love Island, one programme, one area. And I think it cost hundreds rather than thousands. And then they sort of tested the toe in the water, saw a really good result from that. And then from there grew the TV presence and did more and more platforms as well. So, yeah, that was a really good starting point from. But, yeah, I think people are always surprised that you can do it cost effective.
Yeah, 100% I agree. And I think that's one thing to take away is that brands shouldn't shy away or they should ask the questions because there is always a way that they can.
And they've got the ad pause now. Are we talking about ad pause?
Yeah, I think that's something to touch on. Like ad pause is another option, another way that TV is making accessible. I know that you've run ad pause.
Yeah, it's really good. So basically when they pause the advert, the client's advert comes up on screen and it stays there until they unpause it. So there's no pause button over it, it's just their advert. So you can have a call to action on there, you can have a QR code on there so people can click through onto the website. So I think it's a really good way of getting the TV presence without, if you don't have a 30-second advert to play out there or your advert's not quite ready yet but you need to get out on TV.
Because it doesn't have to be video, does it? It's a static, which is great for clients.
And I think as well, the ad pauses, or like you say, they're on Channel 4 and ITV VOD. So this is channels where people have gone on to choose what they want to watch. So I think there's a lot of trust in there as well. So I think it helps with the trust for the brand.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. And I think, working with an agency as well that is specialising in TV like we do, I think other elements that we can bring to the table is a lot of the clearance side as well. Yeah. We're specialists in clearcast and helping our clients all the way through that. We take a lot of that burden on, even knowing down to like on shoot days, what can and can't be passed. That clearance stage can save our clients a lot of money on reshooting. Yeah. So I think it's really important that clients choose an agency very wisely to help them on that journey from production to buying to on air to monitoring, because it really, for clients, if they've never been on TV, it's nice to have an agency that's going to hold your hand and help you through that process, because it is a learning process. And then on the flip side, for clients that have spent maybe previously on TV and have done it, to have an agency there that is working with a multitude of different industries on TV, they can bring expertise on what's worked and what hasn't before.
Definitely.